Flying 15s are a really strange class because they have when we have Worlds Down Under, they have a trophy for the combined crew over 130 years total between the two of them. And I would say only a third of the 85 boats would be under 50, the skippers. The Flying 15 is the biggest keelboat in the world by number. So there's over 4,300 registered worldwide. So it's a 15 foot on the waterline, 2-person ballasted dinghy effectively. So we have a keel that's 160 kilos. And my boat is an Ovington built in the UK. And so it's a carbon boat that I had built for me in 2012. We have a world championship. You have to qualify to do the world championship, and it's closed out at 85 entries. Usually when we have an open worlds, it's more like 120, which are Southern Hemisphere worlds are quite often open. There's a range of people sail them, husband and wife, parent and child, adult parent and children situations, just mates sail them. In New Zealand, it's become a hugely female class. So we have 4 out of our 6 world team helms will be female. And we had the biggest number of female helms at the Fremantle Worlds. It's just symmetrical spinnaker, Dacron sails, but one design. And the great thing for me for owning one is if anything breaks, I can buy it online and get it sent to me from the UK. There's not, it's not a development class. Everything's tightly controlled. Number of sails we have. Things about all parts of the boat are controlled, and it means that you can just, as long as you get the basics, you can compete. Yeah, I would say probably most closely to the 470. So that kind of 3 or 4 pin positions for your rake, and then a lot of the actual custom sort of equipment that we have on board, like the in-haulers for our jibs, actually come off 470s. Got to be a bit careful because we put a lot more load on them, of course, than a 470 would. Being that we're 15 feet theoretically on the waterline, but 20 feet overall, is when we have 85 boats sail together, we start on one start line. It's exciting. A lot of these guys are really fit. The guy who won the guy who has won the New Zealand Nationals a few times, these guys are really fit. They're putting a lot of effort into it. Again, with the sands, you get, or the two-handed offshore, you get a lot of older people doing it as well. But I think most of them who are successful are putting quite a bit of effort, even if they've been really quiet about it, quite a bit of effort into being fit and going to the gym and going swimming and all these other things that they're up to. We all go to the gym twice a week. Then we do this dreadful thing where there's near my house, there's 100 meters of stairs, vertical meters. And so we go 6 of us twice a week, and we do sets of 3 until we get to 7 sets of 3 just before Worlds. And it's just, otherwise you just don't enjoy it. You go to the other side of the world and you don't enjoy your sailing because you're just not, you're just struggling the whole time. For that offshore stuff, I mean, even like going to Hobart with 11 other people, you want to be pretty fit because otherwise you just get injured is the problem, like whether you're helping getting somebody off the foredeck or you're just moving some sails around downstairs, there's just such a high chance of getting injured. And that is going to be pretty miserable. But when you get injured, it just takes forever to get better. I think the 15, what I like is that, so Neil and I have sailed together since 2006, and year on year, we've been able to actually get better. And part of that is that his learnings, he's improved in his ability, but we've actually put quite a bit of effort into it. And I think that's for our New Zealand team, that's what it's about. Like we go training together, we go and do these terrible stairs, we have a coach. We're actually quite positive about improving and having a learning, having a learning culture. And I think without that, I can't really imagine life without that. Like if you gave up learning, you are kind of going to age much more quickly in my mind. Jenny in 2014 had really never driven a boat at all, couldn't back a trailer, hadn't driven with a trailer, bought a Flying 15 and is now going to her 3rd World Championship. Came 3rd in the Nationals 2 years ago in the 15, and I think that's a great story because she always says she's peaking now. She's over 50. She's, I'm peaking now. It's not like I was an Olympian or I was this or that. This is my first go at it. Like this is, my bought a newer boat recently, just is into it completely and is improving continuously. And isn't that fantastic to be able to do that?